Well, good morning, YouTube. It's a beautiful Saturday morning here in Ohio. It's a little chilly, but I will take it. Temperature right now is about 48. High today is only going to be like 65 or something like that. So, but you know what? With the sun shining and everything blooming, I will take it. I just think it's beautiful out. So I'm going to stop and get some gas, and then probably head out to the reserve where the dam's at and take some pictures. It's just such a beautiful morning for that. So yeah, that's going to be the adventure for this morning, I guess you could call it. Wish I could say I was going to be out all day doing this, but the wife and I are going to a baseball game to cheer on our Red Legs. I don't expect a whole lot out of that because the Red Legs, or Reds, they aren't very good, but that's all right. They're my team, and that's who I'll root for. It's just like being a Bengals fan. You can't expect a whole lot. But, you know what? Not every team can win it all, and every team needs fans. So, there you have it. So I hope you guys are having a good morning or a good day, good start to your day. You know, I know not everybody's going to have great weather, but for you other guys that ride, I hope that it's warm and nice enough for you guys to get out today. I forgot to put my gloves on before I went up to the gas station. It's definitely cold on the hands with the jacket and the windshield and stuff. It's not bad at all. I mean, granted, I'm not out on the highway or anything like that, so I'm still in town doing 35 miles an hour, so of course it's not going to feel too hateful. But I just feel like the morning time, it's just some beautiful scenery, but I'm going to go ahead and check out for now, and we'll catch up with you later. See ya. Hey there again, YouTube. Got the gas in the bike. And we're off to a red light. So it's usually the way it goes, right? Is I was able to get my camera mounted on the front. I didn't think I'd be able to do it without buying another kit. So yeah, I was just, you know, the camera on the side, it worked. You could definitely feel the wind catching it, and it just looked goofy. I had it mounted a little too high, but it worked for the first video. But I knew after watching the first one that I didn't care for it, and that I definitely wanted that front mount view. I just like it better. So I did watch one of another moto vlogger, kind of what I was talking about yesterday. He's a sport bike rider. He rides a couple different bikes, and his name's Motonicity. So if you haven't checked out his channel, he had a video on how to do the front mount when the actual adapter for the GoPro won't fit directly into the front. So I watched that video and realized I had everything I needed. I just had to buy some screws to get rid of the bulky screws that GoPros come with, so they weren't sticking out every which way. I just got some cap screws, and it just makes it look real clean, and I'm really happy. I was kind of like a kid in a candy store last night after I got it all fixed. I was so excited. My wife thought it was ridiculous because I was kind of getting grumpy about it. And then once I got it all set up, I instantly had a mood change. So it's funny how that works, but that's just the type of person I am, I guess. I can get easily frustrated, and I can let it ruin whatever I'm doing or whatever I'm not doing, apparently. I've definitely been watching a lot of videos, just trying to get different aspects of vlogging. I mean, like I said, I have watched vlogs for for about a year now. Actually, let's go straight. Watched him for about a year, and I just wasn't sure if it was something that I wanted to do. I mean, I thought it was cool, but I also know there's a lot of time involved in it when you're editing. And now I don't have any like fancy editing tools. I think I use like Windows Editor, so it was free. You know, as you can tell, my camera and my videos aren't the highest of quality. I use a GoPro Hero 2. I got a great deal off of a buddy, and I said, man, for the cost, I might as well give it a shot with this. And the one thing I do like about the Hero 2 is that it has a 3.5mm mic jack already in it, so I didn't have to buy the adapter or anything like that. So, you know, I use all the beginner stuff because I really just don't know how well this will take off, or how well I want to do it. I mean, I said yesterday when I was making the other vlog that, you know, I just didn't want to throw out garbage, and I definitely don't. I don't just want to throw out videos to throw videos out there and try to get views. And, you know, I want it to be something that people enjoy watching. Now, the one thing that I hear from every vlogger out there when somebody asks them the question, you know, well, you know, what's your advice for a vlogger? What would you advise? And they all say, just be yourself. So, I mean, it's great advice. It's kind of simple advice, but, you know, that's just what I'm trying to do. I don't come on here acting like I'm, you know, the world's best rider. Yeah, I've had my endorsement for about 11 years, but, you know, the hours that I've vlogged riding is embarrassing. And some of you guys might be out there like that too. You know, I bought this bike kind of off a whim. My buddy had just bought another bike. My dad had always had his, and my wife finally gave me the go that I could buy another one. So I just bought it. And the first year I had it, I rode like 312 miles, and I think 190 of those were the first day I bought it. After that, I just kind of didn't ride. Second year, same thing. I put like 300 miles on it. I just never rode it. So the third year I actually put it up for sale. And because I bought it from a dealership, I owed a little more than what people were really gonna pay for it. So I didn't really get any bites. I had a couple people that bid on it, but they just couldn't get a loan. And it worked out because that third year I only put, embarrassingly enough, 12 miles on it. I rode out to my parents and back one time, and other than that, it sat in the garage. My dad took it out a few times because he made fun of me for never riding it and said the bike didn't deserve that, which he was right. So yeah, I mean, I just didn't ride. And then I discovered moto vlogs, and most of the time I rode, it was a fear. It was a comfort and fear. I wasn't very comfortable on it, and I was just always afraid of what could happen on it. I dwelled too much on it, which are realities of any biker. Anything can happen at any time. But you know, the more I started thinking about it, I took my first plane ride last year from Ohio down to Texas, and you know, I was always afraid of flying, and I will say it wasn't as bad as I thought. Everything went smooth. It's still not something that I really like to do, but you know, it just made me realize that anything can happen at any time, whether I'm in a car, a plane, walking down the street, or whether I'm eating fast food and being unhealthy. I mean, I can make my life a ticking time bomb at any time. So why not go out and do something that is enjoyable? And you know, so I started having that type of mentality, and then I just started YouTubing motorcycles, or, you know, I had no idea what motovlogs were until like last February. I was sitting there in the winter, and I was like, man, I started watching them. I'm like, man, these guys look like they're really enjoying themselves. Like, and I have the capability. I have that stuff at my fingertips. It's out in my garage, and I'm not even using it. So I just slowly started riding last year, you know, I just, whatever was in my comfort zone, and riding out to my parents, riding around town, whatever. And then I was invited to a poker run, which I had like 4 people that were supposed to go with me, and then they all had other engagements that came up, and like the night before it was like, well, it's just gonna be me going. I don't know if I really want to go, but I told myself, no, you know what, you're gonna do it. I mean, I had to ride there. I had never really rode a decent, I hadn't even rode like 30 miles really by myself. I was a chicken. That's really what it comes down to. So it was a baby step for me. I rode out to the poker run, and it was an all-day thing. There's like 190 bikes or something like that. It was pretty big. The only thing I didn't like about it is when you have to block traffic. And I mean, I understand why you have to do it, but man, there's just some dumb people out there that'll just lay on their horn, curse you out. And it's just like, people, come on. I mean, it's a safety issue. It just shows you how impatient the world really is. Like, oh, you had to sit through an extra cycle at a 45-second light. I'm sorry. I know, you know, I know that we all run behind. We all have busy schedules, but wow. But so yeah, I got a little off track there. So yeah, I mean, and then from there it went. We had started going to a new church, a very small church that I was invited to, and found out that the pastor rides, and he's about my age, and he had a motorcycle. And my buddy that actually invited me, he didn't have a bike, but he kept saying, yeah, I really would like to get a bike. Well, we sat out in the parking lot after having dinner one night, me and my buddy and the pastor, and we were just talking bikes, and he's like, man, I really want one. Well, needless to say, that was on a Tuesday, and I think by Friday, I was riding his bike home. He found one on Craigslist, a VTX, similar to mine, but it's an R, so it has the floorboards and all that stuff on it. But yeah, so he ended up buying it, got a great deal on it, but he didn't have his temps or anything, and he's like, hey, would you mind riding it back? So that was just another kind of stepping stone, like, sure, I'll ride it back. You know, rode it back, and then just kind of from there, you know, so I started riding with him, and then we do a dinner or a Bible study like every Tuesday, and if it's nice out, we just all ride. There's about 6 of us in that Bible study that have bikes, and I tell you what, any chance we get, we ride. And yeah, you'll notice, and I noticed in one of my first videos, I have a real bad habit of leaving my turn signals on, a horrible habit. It just started towards the end of last year. I used to always make sure that my turn signals were off. Get on my dad for it because he leaves his on all the time. And then I've noticed here lately that I just do it constantly, whether I'm talking to a camera or just riding. I just tend to do it. So maybe when I upgrade to that Victory with those automatically canceling turn signals, maybe that'll do me some good. But yeah, so you know, like my mileage last year, I had said in my bike walk around that I put a decent amount on. For me, it was a great amount, or a decent amount. It was about 2,100 miles. You know, it was just really just getting comfortable with the bike. I hadn't done any long. I mean, I know some guys put that on in a week. But so my goal this year is really to get up maybe to the 5,000 or 6,000 mark. And I started early. I think I'm already I'm about 500 miles so far in the past 2 weeks. I've rode to work once. You know, and then just like waking up this morning, you know, normally it would be a morning where I'm not doing anything, and it was nice out, and I was like, you know what, I think it'd be a beautiful morning to go take some pictures. I really wanted to get out real early and kind of take some pictures of the sunrise over at the reserve. I think it would be beautiful. I get to ride by it sometimes when I go to work, if I take the back way into work, and it is really, really beautiful, but I didn't get up early enough for that. And then the kids and wives, they wanted some breakfast, so I got a little behind there, but I still think it's a beautiful day to ride and a beautiful day to take some pictures. But yeah, so you know, I'm pretty much a noob in a lot of areas. I keep starting out in second gear, as you can tell. And that was the other thing about the poker run that I went on. Man, I probably stalled the bike like 5 times at stops because I was just in so much awe of all the bikes, and there were some pretty cool bikes there, and it was just a neat feeling to ride with so many bikes that when I'd come to a stop, I'd forget to downshift. I'd pull the clutch in and I would brake, and I'd be there in 5th gear because this is a 5-speed bike, and I would try to start out in 5th gear. Doesn't work so well, so that was kind of embarrassing, but it is what it is. You know, it was funny. At the time, I didn't think it was so funny. At one of the stops, somebody came up to me and said, "Man, did you run out of gas? Are you having some bike problems? We've seen that you stalled it a couple times." And I was like, I wish I could lie to you and say, yeah, but no, I'm just an idiot. And tried to start out in 5th gear. But it was what it was. But I really enjoyed that poker run. I'm doing it again this year, and I have a couple buddies that I'm pretty sure are going to do it, come along with me this year. A little more confident than last year's group. The one guy, the one that I ended up bringing his bike back for him, that guy, he loves to ride. Like he literally rides everywhere. He has a couple trips planned. He'll probably put more miles on his bike than I will this year on mine. He's gonna ride down to like South Carolina and stuff, and so he has a pretty nice trip planned out. He's gonna hit the tail of the dragon, and I think that's pretty cool. He's definitely found a passion for it, and he's going with it, so good for him. But so he'll definitely go on that ride with me. I've been working on my dad to go. We're working on a trip. One of his dreams, I think, has always been to go up to like Bradford, Pennsylvania. He grew up in that area, and like the Kinzua Dam, and he really wants to take a motorcycle trip up there. So I've been checking out different routes and ways we can go there. That'll probably be a next summer trip that we can both like plan out. But I think it would be cool. I think it's like a 500-mile trip or something, one way, so it'd be 1,000 round trip. But I think it would be pretty fun and pretty cool, especially to do it with my pops. You know, I've been getting on him lately because, man, he gave me such a hard time for such a long time for not riding. You know, he always wanted somebody to ride with. And last year, I swear, every time I asked him for him to ride, he had something going on to where he couldn't. And, you know, so, yeah. So we haven't rode a whole lot together since actually, like last year, we rode a few times, a handful of times. A lot of times we'll just take a quick, you know, 45-minute evening ride in the summers when he gets done with work and I get done with work and done with dinner and all that stuff. But, so this year we're hoping to both get out a little bit more, and really I'm hoping to plan that trip. I know we have a couple of buddies. We're gonna do like some camping trips, motorcycle camping trips. Which would still be a couple hours away from here, but we're gonna take the bikes. There's a group of us that are gonna check out like a state park where we can camp, and that should be fun. That should be a good time. And so yeah, that's pretty much what I've been rambling on about today. Probably lost some of you if you've watched it, but so many different things keep popping in my head, and I'm just talking about them. So we'll see how the edit goes. I've never edited 2 videos into one. I hope he sees me. There we go. So I'm gonna try that for the first time today. So I don't know. This video might not even get published, or maybe just a clip of it will. But so yeah, I think the other reason I wanted the moto vlog, circling back around, is I wanted a reason to ride. And like, not that you need much of one, but this just kind of makes you, this will make you ride just a little bit more. And then this is the dam that I'm crossing here. This is pretty much my destination. I think it is so cool looking out down at the dam. You can't really see the river from up here. I'd have to pull over, which I cannot do. But I'm gonna go back through there and try to get some good pictures, and you might be able to see the river a little bit down there. That's on the one side. You gotta walk back there. Nobody likes that. I'm just kidding. I actually do, I haven't done it in a while, but trail running back here is really nice. There goes the turn signal again. And me forgetting what gear I'm in. But, and then there's steps on the side of the dam that you can run too. I did that for a few summers. Definitely need to start doing that again. But today I'm just going to kind of enjoy the outdoors and enjoy the views and try to get some good shots of it. So if you haven't checked it out, I did start an Instagram page to go along with my channel. I was trying to put the Instagram logo in my channel description, but it wouldn't let me do it. Still got to learn. I still have to learn that a little bit, but yeah, if you haven't checked it out, it's called Buckeye Drew Moto. Not a lot of pictures up right now, but something that I'm trying to add to. So if you haven't checked it out, please go check it out. Follow my page. I'd definitely appreciate it. Squirrels! Thug life. But you'll find that I tend to chuckle to myself a lot. My life, the way I always put it, is just a never-ending sitcom as far as the way I think about things. Everything could just be a sitcom show. So we'll go down and check out the water. I don't really come down here a lot in this area. I go down to the trails more. Some people come down here. There's a disc golf course over there, which I have a set, but I have never done it. My wife and kids got me one for Father's Day last year, because it's something I wanted to try, but definitely not something that I've done. But oh man, this is nice. There's definitely going to be some photo opportunities here. So with that, I'll let you guys go, and might pick up on the way back home, and we'll see. So we'll talk to you later, YouTube.